it's time for the Progressive NBA Snapshot after the play-in games tonight involving Miami versus Atlanta, as well as Dallas taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. It officially kicks off this weekend. I can't wait to ask Chris Canty, who is the most dangerous player in the playoffs on the eastern side or the western side? But Kendrick Perkins, ESPN NBA analyst, NBA champion for 2008 with the Boston Celtics, was on Joe and Q yesterday. He said there's a dangerous player out there that's not playing right now. But if Damian Lillard comes back, Kendrick Perkins believes this makes the Bucks this in the Eastern Conference.
Now you look at the Milwaukee Bucks of being legit title contenders again. And it's solely based on what we've seen from Giannis over the last 2 months of the regular season. Quiet is kept. He has been the best basketball player in the world, right? And we know he could go get the 30 points. We know he could go get the 11 or 12 rebounds. It was every time I look up, he was having 20 assists, 15 assists, 11 assists, getting triple-doubles. And I'm like, oh, he's tapping into the Jokic space now. And then he comes out and he says, I'm having fun. I'm playing with joy. That's a dangerous Giannis Antetokounmpo. And now you add Dame along with the others. So I'm looking at the Bucks, and they were actually clicking on all cylinders, the right cylinders heading into this postseason.
Yeah, the Bucks are title contenders if they can get out of the first round.
There you go.
Against the Indiana Pacers.
Talk that talk.
A team that beat them in the postseason a couple of years ago. And here's why I say that. Damian Lillard has already been ruled out of Game 1 against the Pacers on Saturday. He's already out. I'm assuming as they go through the ramp-up, he's probably not going to play in Game 2.
Sure.
That means he, at the earliest, be back for Game 3. Now, after being off a month of basketball and not necessarily being in basketball shape because you wouldn't be able to do anything because of the blood clots, now we're talking about a situation where Damian Lillard has to adjust to playoff caliber basketball. That means more intensity, more speed, so on and so forth, more physicality. I just don't know that he's going to be a factor in the first series that the Milwaukee Bucks play.
Okay.
So
I agree.
So this news from Damian Lillard absolutely does nothing for the Milwaukee Bucks when it comes to their prospects against the Indiana Pacers. And if Giannis can't be Superman and win 4 games against a quality Pacers squad led by Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, then yeah, the prospects or the potential that the Bucks have for this postseason goes out the window because they're not going to be able to advance to the second round.
No doubt about that. So who's the most dangerous player, good or bad, according to you in the NBA playoffs?
The most dangerous player right now is Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
And I say Anthony Edwards because this guy is playing with house money. It's a free roll for Ant-Man this year. Last year, he took a team to the Western Conference Finals. It was an unexpected run. They beat Nikola Jokic. This year, it feels like he's outmanned and outgunned because he's going up against the Lakers in round 1 with LeBron and Luka.
Sure.
If there's a situation right now with Anthony Edwards, this guy has nothing to lose in this playoff series. And when people have nothing to lose, when it comes to sports, when it comes to life, that makes them pretty damn dangerous. And you look at the way that Minnesota Timberwolves team has played the last month and a half of basketball. You look at how Edwards has played. Look how he ended the regular season, dropping a 40-piece nugget. This dude is the most dangerous player in the entirety of the playoff field.
Okay, I'll go a different route. I'm going to go Kristaps Porzingis to the Boston Celtics.
The Zinger.
If he is what he has been and healthy, you get a rim protector and a guy that can level off anybody else in the Eastern Conference. He can make shots on the inside, he can make shots on the outside, and he reduces a lot of stress on a Jason Tatum, on a Jaylen Brown, on a Drew Holiday as well. His ability at 7'3" to make shots inside and outside and keep you from getting to the rim, being that rim protector, they could be an even more dangerous team, the Boston Celtics, than when they were last year, when they won the NBA championship. And they did it effectively without him because he was injured.
Yes.
He makes them an even stronger basketball team. That's why so many people look at the Celtics and say, yeah, we know the Cavaliers are the best regular Eastern Conference. But if Porzingis is right, Cavaliers are not going to beat that team 4 times in 7 games. That's why I think he could be potentially the most dangerous player in the playoffs.
So Porzingis over Evan Mobley and Jared Allen?
Then I want to see if they can actually stand up when they have to be counted when that spotlight is on them.
Okay.
Because
That's fair.
I saw how they got pushed around against a smaller New York Knicks basketball team 2 years ago. Now they've learned their lesson. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But Porzingis is different that you have to deal with at both ends of the floor. He is going to attack you. He is not going to be attacked by
And he's going to stretch the floor, too.
And he's going to stretch
the offensive end.
And you know what that means? That means more space for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and the guards to create and have those those paint touches as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Now, on the bad side, I'll say it's a James Harden that's dangerous, but not bad in terms of I don't think he can do it. I know he can do it. I know he has the ability to do it.
James Harden can do it.
No, I'm talking about in terms of his talent. That he can do it.
But we haven't seen him do it in the postseason, though.
That's
I thought
the biggest
about
question.
James Harden, too. I thought about it, too.
In what way?
I thought about James Harden being the most dangerous player, the biggest X factor in the postseason, because James Harden has struggled, and that's putting it kindly when it comes to playoff basketball, right? You're talking about his career averages going down, shooting percentages going down once the postseason tips off. And you're wondering, is it going to be different this time around with a healthy Kawhi Leonard and Ty Lue as his coach? And also considering the supporting cast when he's got Norm Powell, when he's got Zubac, he's got all of these other guys. You're hoping that it's going to be different. I will say this. This is James Harden's last best chance to change the narrative around his career. Because, listen, you make your money in the regular season, all of the fancy averages and all of that stuff, the accolades, you build your legacy in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And right now, it feels like James Harden's legacy is incomplete. And this is a chance for him to change that right now this season. That's why he's a huge X factor. But I can't go to the place of calling him the most dangerous player in the playoffs this year.
That's fair. Here's one thing when you mentioned legacy. I don't think his legacy is incomplete. He has no legacy in the playoffs. Zero. Look what he has not been able to do with his talent.
His claim to fame in the playoffs is that he came a Chris Paul hamstring away from dethroning the greatest modern-day dynasty with the Golden State Warriors.
Well, that's a feather in his cap. Good for him. If that's your litmus test to use that, why you have not succeeded based on somebody else, I mean, that's why he has no legacy in the playoffs.
That's what you remember about James Harden, right? It's that and then the fender bender fouls that the NBA went on to outlaw. That's what you remember about James Harden.
Yeah.
That's it. Mike D'Antoni and up and down the court, breakneck pace, but there's not a whole lot of winning that's associated with that this time of year.
Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. So the private workout involving Shedeur Sanders.
Chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng. Và hôm nay bọn mình sẽ có tiêu đề là ôi giời, quả chanh. Hôm nay vòng của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là chanh vàng.
Đấy gì? Đây là con mù. Đây là con mù tí gì ra.
Nếu mà sao
Đây là nó hỏi nó làm gì vậy? Đâu? Nào. Không. Đó là sao vậy?
ngày mai tha hồ lên thiên đường 2 ăn nướng. Hẳn chiếu này trên lát này nó hòa từ từ. Ở đây là màu hồng nhá.
Nào điện thoại dẫn vào đây này, đổi ra đây không đỡ được đâu. Còn này có cam quýt gì vậy anh nhỉ?
Quýt.
Chả cái gì đâu. Chẳng lẽ mua cái kẹo này đường kia rồi.
Cái đấy ngon mà.
nuốt đi nhanh. Đâu đã ăn đâu mà bậm mồm hả? Đừng nói rồi. Thích nhỏ đâu không? Đi lấy giấy lau nhanh đi. Người ta bậm gạt như này chứ. Ai nhỏ thêm bố đang nói thì nào ta đi cậu quay video à? Gửi cho bố. Bố cầm quay bố đánh. Đi xin cô quỳnh giấy lên. Giấy
Đây đâu mà gì?
kia chạy chỗ nồi cơm kia đang chạy chỗ nồi cơm kìa.
Mọi người đây.
Có túi giấy đấy.
Hai màu nhá. Tiếp tục sẽ đến màu xanh.
Đấy đúng rồi, mang lại lau. Đúng rồi. Dính nhiều. Đúng là khô lắm bạn ạ. Khô lắm rồi.
Khô á? Ta có ăn đâu, ta không ăn đâu. Một ngày ta chỉ ăn đúng một lần thôi, còn đâu ta chỉ uống nước thôi.
Ăn nó khó nói. Người ta đánh mũi. Lúc sáng ấy tao tắt cỏ sáng thì cái này. Mày có ăn đâu mày nhả cái gì? Bảo ra lấy giấy xong mang ra lau. Bình thường là người ta mà này nó lau đúng không? Người ta cầm nhúng. Người ta cầm đến nhúng đây hiểu không? Người nhúng cái cục đây rồi. Hờn. Tôi nghĩ rồi thế này. Ăn nó còn sao? Tự nhiên là còn sao đây? Mới cái gì mẹ rồi. Đã các mũi trời ơi, đừng có bắt nói.
Mọi người ơi, vòng này nha, bây giờ mình sẽ trang trí vòng nha. Chú đấy đi lên Hà Nội rồi thì đã không chọn được, thì là người ta lại phải đi sang người khác người ta làm. Mọi người đây nhá.
Cái lương mấy câu của mấy người đấy tí thôi ngày làm
Một tôi biết đúng không này.
buổi thì người ta cứ làm bài làm